Hello and welcome to Futures Fast Forward. I'm your host, Samuel Anthony Otero, and today we're going inside the digital realm and exploring careers in digital media creation. If you're interested in graphic design, animation, video and audio production, web design, even set design, or the entertainment business in general, you really ought to stick around for this exciting and entertaining look at the various applications of these specialized skills that could very well lead you into the career of your dreams. Masters of the digital domain, today on Futures Fast Forward.
This message from Futures Fast Forward is brought to you by our friends at Miller Welding and Machine Company, Brookville, Pennsylvania. We provide our customers with high-quality parts by continually improving the processes we use, and we provide our employees a safe and satisfying work environment and invest in their futures by constantly investing in new technologies. For current news and employment opportunities, visit our website at millerwelding.com. Produced at the IT Academy at the Jefferson County Du Bois Area Votech School in Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania, Futures is a prime example of the educational innovation happening at Pennsylvania's many career and technology high schools. Futures is bringing the real-world experience into the classroom like never before. And you too can take advantage of the career and technology educational opportunities that are right in your backyard. So contact your local career and technology high school and find out all about the many exciting and innovative programs that they have to offer. Programs that offer real-world training for real-world jobs. And if you're a professional working at a career and tech ed school, Futures would like to work with you to help you build public awareness for your regional educational efforts. So join the many businesses and agencies that are already partnering with us to take advantage of our advanced production capabilities, innovative outreach campaigns, and of course our ever-growing network of distribution channels. Put Futures to work for you. Contact us today to discuss a world of possibilities.
We visited JPL Productions in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to learn more about their business. You're probably familiar with their works already, as some of their clients include the state of Pennsylvania and Hershey Foods, among many others.
One of the things that we explore here on Futures is not just business as usual. We look at the aspect of entrepreneurship. What does it mean to have a vision? What's it mean to have a dream? What's it mean to gather the resources around you that it's going to take to make that vision and dream a reality, to set forth a future in motion?
At JPL, they found a way to do what they love and service their clients from around the world, right here from the state-of-the-art studios in Pennsylvania. And as we found out, a company like this doesn't just happen. Founder Mike Horgan showed us that they didn't just wish for success, they had to work for it.
JPL Productions started out over, going on 20 years ago. You guys sitting in a garage with your hair down to here with two VCRs sitting, play and record at the same time. Now you've got this beautiful facility, hair still down to here, serving international clients, making broadcast level, Hollywood level productions, putting things out on DVD, CD-ROM, streaming video. It is amazing what's happening right here in Pennsylvania with your production facility.
The equipment before it was really complicated to use, and it was very expensive, and it was very specialized. To get an editing suite, you would need, an audio board, a video board, an editing thing, editing machines, and one machine alone would cost $25,000, $30,000. So to have an okie-dokie editing system, you'd spend $250,000. Now you can get an editing system downloaded at your home for $1,000 that is better, far superior than that $250,000 worth of equipment that took a technician constantly working on it to do an inferior job. So the prices have come way down, the speed has gone up of how we can execute it, and the ease of doing it is infinitely easier.
Now, would you, if somebody out there, a young person taking a look at this thing and wanting to get started in the realm of video production, where would they start?
Probably, you know, get your hands into it early. You know, if you can get into it in the high school and, you know, even earlier if possible. Get into it, get a feel for it, find what you want to do, and then either go to school or find a trade school that really focuses on it, and then get some hands-on, because the majority of what you need to do is really actually using the tools and
doing it and getting
actually
it done.
doing it.
Yeah.
Just living it.
Yeah, absolutely. Years and years and years and years and years ago, they used to do things in something called analog. Sounds archaic to me. And in actuality, compared to today's standards and the advances that have been set forth in desktop video, digital nonlinear editing, I can't even imagine how they used to make videos using systems like this. So
The way it used to be done was I'd ride my horse to work, and then I'd get up out of the horse, and, well, heck, we didn't even have film and video back then when I was a youngster. So now we have it.
No, truly, back in the 70s, when I got started in this thing, you know, video was just coming of age. There was the huge machines, you know. The tape was 2 inches thick, and to make an edit, you had to rewind the tapes by your hand, and then you play, and at 5 seconds later, you would push the button, and that was where your edit point was. You know, so physically, you had to make those kind of pushes with videotape.
Believe me, whether you're still working on old school systems or you're using the latest digital tools, as a developer, some days you just wish you could wake up and all the work would be done for you. No doubt about it, this career field is a lot of work. You have to be dedicated, exacting, and passionate about your craft in order to succeed. It's also very competitive, but there are a ton of options for the application of your skills. As we continue our tour of JPL, we did find that we're using many of the same software platforms and systems right here at the IT Academy in order to produce the Futures show. And we'll get into some examples of that in a little while. But for now, let's take a closer look into an application of these skills in the systems that perhaps you haven't thought of, as we learn more about the differences between the older analog systems and the newest digital video and audio production tools. So if you're into multimedia development of any sort, you enjoy sports, well, what better career choice than to run the Sony Jumbotron during a professional sporting event?
this is what it looks like from the fellas department that makes the team what it looks like when you're watching them out there in the public.
Shoot them ourselves, edit them ourselves.
Okay.
Other things, all the graphics are done by us. Headshots, we just run it down. Basically, we break up our games by innings because we all have a schedule, production schedule.
You know, if Carlos Maldonado comes up to bat, we click on him, and his headshot goes out to the stadium.
Well, it's a combination of a lot of communication between a lot of people.
What's up?
Do you know how I take from, like, here's the sound I need to import. Do you know how I...
Okay, just, I think all you gotta do is double click it, and it'll go into... Yeah.
My job basically is to take whatever our front office people sell, whether sponsorship-wise or group-wise, and I organize it into a game plan, and then that's what we put on for the show.
Whatever camera 3 is, it's pointed out towards left field. That means adjusted.
You say a game plan. Tell us a little bit about what you're
Well,
talking
like what I do, this right here is our actual production schedule. I put this together from all the things we sell sponsorship-wise. I'm in charge of getting all the videos together.
And this is for what's going to happen on the big screen during the game.
Exactly what's going to happen during the game.
Cool.
It's a whole game plan. It's a rundown, basically.
This is basically what's on all of, like, the television screens, and during the game it'll show you what the game is. And I only have, mainly I'll have 3 game cameras, and sometimes we have a remote camera that I sometimes am able to get a feed from, you know, in certain areas of the ballpark. It's not a real long distance feed, so if I have the opportunity to get that, I can.
Though I put this together, this is my 3rd season here, and we've never done a show by this game plan. It's a live event. It's like a live performance. You have to adapt to a situation. Something always happens. Somebody's not in place. A microphone's not working. Just all the technical difficulties that can happen usually do.
But mostly I have 3 cameras. One will control the pitch in, one is a close-up camera, and another one is for the action. And my job is to, I'll have whatever's in program, we'll have, you know, I'll have this dot next to it. and that'll be what is on. And I get, I have this option. I get to stick other views in and switch around to it. Looks wonderful.
This is all for the feed for...
This is all in-house television sets. Okay. Yeah, it's all in-house television sets, and we record it for highlights. We have a game day show the next day that recaps the game.
We do PA Lotto Jackpot update after he's done.
I want to switch compartments back.
Jefferson County, Pennsylvania is open for business with excellent tax-free building sites, a talented and experienced workforce, and business services specialized for your development needs. Jefferson County Department of Economic Development is ready to help you and your company grow and prosper. Join other prosperous companies such as Miller Welding and Brookville Equipment that have made Jefferson County their home. For more information, contact the Jefferson County Department of Development. Futures Fast Forward is brought to you in part by Du Bois Business College, providing quality post-secondary education for over a century. Their commitment is to develop programs that enable their graduates to be successful in their field of study. And they work closely with businesses and set programs that correctly mirror current industry trends and the modern use of technology. With 3 campuses in central Pennsylvania, Du Bois Business College can help you touch your future faster. Visit them on the web at dbcollege.com.
Commercials and graphics that we play are in here, and so everything I double click on goes directly out to the big board out in center field. Actually, after this song ends, we're going to start playing a tour of the ballpark, so I'll just click on that and they'll turn off the music and everything goes out there.
You were blowing at it?
Oh man, you started all over again. You were back at the beginning.
You had to start over.
All over.
So this was all timing, syncing up different sources.
Yeah.
Have you ever once forgot or not paid attention by accident, or you got diverted and you missed it?
Oh yeah, that happens. Well, not a lot, but every once in a while you miss somebody's theme music or play the wrong sound effect.
Punching in and punching out, adding effects all in real time.
Yes.
And this is going along, and if you screw it up and you blow it...
One night we thought it was a third out, but the guy dropped the ball and we played the transition when we shouldn't have.
You're back at square one.
You started back over again. Well, I'm actually, before that, you had scissors, and you actually worked on film and would make a splice. You'd cut the film and put the film together, and that's how you would put the pieces together.
Okay, so I guess it actually did work because they've been producing television and movies using these technologies for decades. Now, one of the really cool things about digital media is once, as we discussed, that information gets put into a digital format and onto a PC computer for editing. You can basically do whatever you want to do with it within the confines of whatever program you're working within, and it's so easy to fix errors. We're going to show you how real quick. We're here with Rita, one of our editors on Futures Fast Forward, and we're going to take a look at the scene that we just looked at a few seconds ago. Rita, go ahead and scrub across there. Go to your effects list. Go ahead up to your effects list and grab your camera blur. Suppose we want to use an effect called a camera blur on that clip. She drops it right onto the timeline, adjusts the amount of blur right here. Yep, keep going. There we go. Okay, so you're seeing what's happening. Now, suppose in the old days you were applying that effect in real time and you missed it. You had to go back to a whole sequence at the very beginning and start it all over again. Now, how easy is it today to fix a mistake? Show it. Boink. We're back to our original footage. Control Z, undo, gets you a long way in the digital realm.
And that was just 40 years ago, 30 years ago, that type of way we were working was reality. So in 30 years, we've come a long way. And in only the last 10 years have we moved from, this equipment is 10 years or less, but this is the way all production got done, and it was, this was the switch. If you wanted to make, a cut between 2 videotapes, you would actually, punch this button or push this button or dissolve between the 2 by moving this thing. And then if you wanted to make an audio change, you'd have to ride the audio. So you'd have to have 3 or 4 people in a room to make an edit. and it would take all 3 or 4 of you working together to make that thing work, whereas now it's just all on one computer and you can go back and forth as many times as you want.
I have 3 cameras. One will control the pitch in, one is a close-up camera, and another one is for the action. Stick other views in and switch around to it.
As we found out, both the Curve and JPL give young people a great opportunity to explore their career choice through unique internship opportunities. This is a great way to gain real-world experience.
I actually started here as an intern 2 years ago. It's a great internship program. I have 8 interns right now.
We have a very unique intern program where we bring in students. We don't pay them a thing, but they have to work 40 hours a week, and what they do is to build a nonprofit production.
I mean, a TV station, I don't know what you'd be doing. You'd probably be maybe a runner. Probably the work you do wouldn't be seen by so many people, but an intern here, everything you produce goes out to the board, so everybody's going to see that.
We can either build a website, a video, a commercial, a radio spot, a brochure, whatever their need is. They come to us, they request it, and then we pass that on to the intern, and 80% of the intern's time is spent building this nonprofit thing.
It's a great opportunity here. I was pretty successful here as an intern. Last year I became my boss's assistant, and then this year my boss actually moved on to other things, and I just kind of slid into his role, so that's how I got to this position.
We bring in 35 interns throughout the year.
Wow, really?
Yeah, 35 interns throughout the year, and of that we hire 1 or 2. So I can go through here and say, he works for us, she did work for us, he did work for us.
Only internship I did, and though it turned out great for me, I'm here. I wish I would have done more. One every summer that I could have.
That's great.
It's great.
Well, if you're exploring multimedia, you really do have your chance. The key word here is multi. That means many, so many medias. One of the fastest growing segments in this career field is actually 3D animation and modeling.
And render it out again. And you can see, minus the label, it looks very much like the Hershey's syrup bottle.
When we were down at JPL Productions, we actually saw a guy making a 3D animation of a Hershey syrup bottle. Now, this kind of reminded me of that. Show us what you got here and explain to us how you did what you did. Okay.
I have a teapot that explodes.
Okay.
And I basically just built a teapot on 3D Max and put a bomb in it.
Well, this here is just actually a book piece here, one of the basic things that we do. And this here actually works with something I haven't really worked a whole lot with before, but this is actually a particle system. And what it does is it creates the shards that you see come out, and all this and the rest of it's just basic motion.
Very
basic
cool.
pieces.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the complexity of these technologies. I mean, obviously what you guys are able to do is astonishing. Was it easier than what you thought it was going to be when you first started getting into it?
Originally, I thought it was going to be pretty hard. Like, I didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing or anything, but I started working on it last year, and getting into the beginning of this year, I started finding it gets easier and easier.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's pretty much easy to do whatever I feel like doing on it. Cool. As far as mapping a texture or something,
I'm using 3D Studio Max to do the 3D graphics. It's up to version 7.5 now, and you can do a lot of things with it. You can do low-resolution 3D graphics for like real-time video games, or you can do high-resolution for video and film. You can do compositing.
For animations, I use a combination of things. I have ULEAD Cool 3D is my actual.
Yeah.
I have that, and I have Adobe After Effects. I use that in combinations. One of the things I've recently done is actually I'm real proud of. What I did was create a beginning for our new pregame show, which is Cintas Game Day.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm about to show you is actually a combination of Photoshop, After Effects, and Cool 3D.
Yeah.
The actual train, I did all that motion and I drew it in a 3D program, but all the surrounding area I did in Photoshop and
right. So then you composited that down into Premiere, in Premiere or in After Effects.
I did both.
Okay.
What we do is we take a low-resolution version of the model that's much easier to manipulate and work with, and then we add a modifier called Mesh Smooth, which smooths the mesh out. Turn up the iterations.
The only thing I did in here was the train. This is all done in like all the surrounding area, that's all After Effects and Photoshop. But everything but the train.
But you can do character animation, you can do machine animation, just a whole breadth of things you can do.
As you saw at JPL, these guys merged many of the technologies by building custom virtual sets for advanced green screen works.
2D animation mostly, although there is some 3D in here as well. We break it down into 3 sections. And one is our green screen area, which we have the green wall in our studio.
Right.
We'll use that for virtual sets. We'll use it for text reinforcement in the back or photo reinforcement in the back. Compositing is basically just multi-layers.
Putting those layers together, right.
Your Photoshop, transfer controls, same thing in After Effects. Special effects is just the higher end 2D, incorporating some of the 3D into that as well. The examples I'll show in green screen, it's a piece we did for the state a couple of years ago, and it's deals with their policy towards employees with HIV or AIDS. Now, we can't show anybody for this, so we create this virtual set as a way to give us a little more visual appeal for an 8 to 10 minute video. All we have are talking heads from the state, some bullet point graphics, our host, and then some stock photos that we've used. So even here, while we're establishing the scene, we're spending about 30 seconds of the person from the state talking about the policy itself. Now, the nice thing about something like this is we can do anything we want with the virtual set.
Even at the high school level, as I said, we're using these technologies for these really cool virtual worlds from which I host this show. But, as you can see, it's all really digital magic. The tool of the trade that we use, check out the Serious Magic product line. About $1,500 will get you a complete software package with lights that you need to do this yourself. Of course, you can also take more time and learn 3D Studio Max and After Effects, programs like that, and actually build custom virtual sets like the guys did at JPL. There are many other platforms that you can choose to work in regarding 3D and virtual sets, and likewise there are also other career choices in multimedia to consider.
Now your position at JPL is?
I'm the Client Services Manager.
Okay.
We can arrange for you to come in and use the studio, use one of our shooters, use one of our edit suites.
We do everything audio except music recording.
Really?
Yeah, there are plenty of other places that do that. We're not really specialized to do that.
Ah, so here you're doing the voiceovers.
That's a whole different,
and,
yeah, and a lot of people, a lot of people go into music engineering specifically for music, for jingles, for bands, and that sort of thing.
Sure,
that's one thing we don't do. So. But we incorporate that in our work because we're working with the jingle, with the voiceover work for Hershey Park Radio for the summer. So.
Okay, so we were downstairs. We took a look at production. We saw how they make the videos. We saw how they compress it for the internet and get it ready to be delivered. You folks up here make the nice, easy-to-use interfaces for the end user. Click a button, and that stuff goes.
Basically, my position here is I'm a designer, but I also do a lot of programming. So I'll do anything from an interface such as this for like a kiosk, or I can also do interface design for, say, like a website.
Yeah, because they're using the same technologies
yeah,
behind
or
it.
a CD-ROM. Basically, we use the same programs, both us and the web, to design like the graphics. But as far as programming goes, there's a difference in that, realm of it. But as far as anything else goes, we do all the graphics and stuff right here.
Futures Fast Forward is sponsored in part by United Electric Cooperative. United Electric is special because it's owned by its members and is guided by a set of principles that reflect the best interest of those members. United Electric Cooperative members reside within 10 counties in PA, and the cooperative operates an electrical system that spans 7,000 square miles while employing 72 local people. United Electric Cooperative, owned by those we serve. Visit our website for updated job opportunities.
Probably meeting the expectations of the client, just making sure you're on budget, making sure you're on time. Above all is making sure that the end user can use it.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do they understand what the buttons mean, but when you click on that button, you're going to that content.
Yeah, so the design has everything.
Right.
Okay,
I'm a designer, I'm an artist, I draw. I work a lot in Illustrator.
Actually designing what it is that you're looking at.
Actually designing stuff like this.
It's kind of, there's no real set agenda for me on a day-to-day basis.
The agenda is the end job, isn't it?
Basically.
Which could be anything.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
There's a point where I'll have to be, redesigning part of the website, putting new merchandise on the website, putting, anything on curvemarketing.com, or
making a proposal for one of our sponsors.
Oh, really?
Yep, I do that.
So you're gonna buy, you're gonna support our team. Here's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a web banner ad. You're gonna get a logo on a T-shirt, a logo on a poster.
This is an example of an animated program that we did for Hershey Medical Center. It was to teach med students about the history of tobacco, and so these are all the characters of that animation. They're all lungs. They all adore smoking, and so in doing that, they not only show the history of tobacco, they're showing, you know, slides from their visit to the tobacco world, but they also show the negative effects of tobacco.
I'm glad you could all stop by to share our vacation slides with us. Me and Wheezy, we were fortunate enough to be able to make the trip to Tobacco Wood.
Pretty much all like the sounds we play. This is just different sound effects for over the stadium. Just the different music we play and stuff. Here's all the players' intros. These are just different options we have for the different players and stuff like that.
How do you keep that together? I mean, this is something you've stressed the importance of teamwork. You've stressed the it seems to me the importance of the diversity in your team. You know, how do you keep all that together? Is that something that folks learn? Is it an innate ability that is in certain people? The ability to work in such a creative, diverse atmosphere and to be able to focus on getting the common good done and getting it done right. You were smiling as I asked you that question.
I think people innately want to be as a team and work together. I think businesses somehow break that apart and don't want people to work together. They isolate them. We found ways to not create team, community approach, and businesses somehow made that happen by isolation and putting little walls up around and not getting people to collaborate because they think if they just shut up and do their job that they're going to get a better job. Our attitude is one of bringing team together. Let's all discuss it. Let's pull everybody's idea. Everybody has great ideas. Everybody can contribute to this thing. And the more you celebrate that and help people to want to work together, the more they do, and the more they realize how much better they are, how much stronger they are, and how much fun it can be. That we need to make work fun. We do it a third of our life, and if we're not enjoying it, if it's not fun, then we're not going to care about it as much. So we have to like it. So my goal is to make it fun for them, that they enjoy coming in here. Not just, it's a great place to work at, but there's a lot of places like us that aren't fun to work at because the bosses just, I'd call it putting the thumb in the back. They ridicule the people. They put, you know, bad expectations on them. And to us, we try to empower the person, let them be the leader, let them rise to the top, let them be in charge.
That's good.